Hi guys. So anyhow, I wanted to do a video today since I haven't done one in a while. But I don't have anything to review because there's really nothing new out there that I am crazy about. Um, it's kind of slow going, I think. Nothing since Gucci Guilty for Men. And I must say on that, I went and looked at Fragrantica's website to see how it's been scoring. And a majority of people are not liking the Gucci Guilty for Men. So I went and looked at the Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme and the Gucci Sport for Men, and it is scoring better. It has gotten more favorable ratings than the Gucci Guilty. So my thoughts on that are, well, I'm glad that I'm not in with the masses on that. So if it's not scoring well, then that's fine by me. So what I wanted to talk about today was some things that are kind of bug me in the fragrance industry, and of course, these opinions are mine, not those of Sephora's. Anybody that knows me knows that I have an opinion. So, the name game bothers me with the fragrances, and Chanel is one of the worst offenders of that. And on the women's side, the problem is Chanel Chance Eau de Toilette, Chanel Chance Eau de Parfum, Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche, Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, and it's like, really? Could you not find another name? I mean, I realize these are called flankers. Most of them are going to be clunkers, but you know, the name thing just, it bothers me. It confuses customers because they come in and they don't remember which one they had. And who knows? It could have been any one of the four. And, you know, if they're going to come out with a fragrance that has got a completely different smell than the original one, then they need to give it an original name. And, or do Chanel Chance what, number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth. And I don't even like that idea, but it would be better than the name game that they're doing now. And then on the men's side, it's Chanel Allure, Allure Sport, Allure Sport Cologne, Allure Blanc Edition, and there's probably another one that I forgot about. So there again, I mean, that I will make an allowance for maybe doing a sport version, but then when it comes to, you know, these Eau Fraiches and Eau this and Eau that, it's like, oh no, not again. It's like, give it a different name. Typically the flanker fragrances are lazy, I think, and it's just, and then you've got, you know, like I said, name thing is just ridiculous. Now I also want to talk about the also too with the name thing, Ralph Lauren did this. They came out with black, and then a few months later they came out with double black. No good. I mean, I didn't need to see either one of those fragrances, and I certainly didn't need to see the second one come around to be double black. And I don't want to see triple black either, so. The DNG Anthology fragrances were the 6 fragrances that came out with numbers and different names, and basically my thoughts on that are they threw 6 fragrances out there, and they hoped that one would stick. And people didn't go for that. It confused people, I think. You know, they talked about how you could layer the fragrances, and you know, you can layer any fragrance. It's going to be risky no matter who makes it, so it's just a crapshoot with layering. It can work or it can't. And they had a little wheel and a little graph and everything, and I just think that scared people, or they just weren't even interested. And now they're coming out with 2 more fragrances, like that's going to make a difference. So it's like, you know, I don't think it's a good idea for a designer to put out 4, 5, 6 fragrances at one time like that. And it has proven to be a complete bust. And it's not because they pulled the advertising for it either. they pulled the advertising because they've realized that, that it is a loss. I think it's not like Dolce & Gabbana with the light blue, where that does take in money hand over fist, and they still keep doing the advertising on it. Aqua de Joe is another one. So, and then Ralph Lauren did it with the Big Pony collection. You have 4 fragrances. The kind of smart thing that they did with that was that they put out the body spray. And I will say that I think that was an okay kind of idea for Ralph Lauren to do it. I would let, you know, Ralph or Calvin is fine. To try and get some of that BOD's business or tags business into the mall. And because it's truly a teen target market for that. If they thought that the Big Pony collection was going to go have a huge, massive age range, it didn't. It's completely young. And I show those fragrances as starter fragrances. I wouldn't, you know, typically to show it to somebody that was maybe, you know, more than 24. So, still don't like the idea of the 4 fragrances coming out all at once. But for truly a teen market, I think that's exactly what it ended up being. Whether they wanted it to be like that or not. I mean, just based off the pictures they use, they are fairly young. So that's it for the Big Pony stuff. DKNY, those Be Delicious fragrances that they do for women. There's about 18 of those out now. And that's another thing that's like, oh, Lord. It's like, oh, gosh, here comes another crappy fragrance. And they've got, I'm not kidding, there's at least half a dozen. And they come out for a few months, and then they're gone. It's not like the Vera Wang Princess fragrances where they're out for a year and then they retire the one before it. And, you know, every year you expect a new princess. These come out, you never know how long they're going to be around. It could be a couple of months, it could be 8 or 10 months, and then the next thing you know, here come 2 or 3 more, you know, and it's like, oh, you know, it's just such a waste. I mean, the Donna Karan fragrances are nothing like what they were when she first started doing fragrances and before she sold out to Estee Lauder. I mean, it's night and day difference, and the fragrances that are coming out under DKNY now are more like DKPU or DKNO. So luckily she's quit doing them for men, at least for now. I'm sure there'll be another clunker or flanker to come out here soon. So yeah, the name game and coming out with 4 or 5, 6 different fragrances by a designer at a time, it's sad. And all you can hope is that the retailers will stop buying them. But that's probably not going to happen. So they will continue to put out some lazy fragrances without a new name. And, yeah. It's sad when only like 1 in 6 fragrances is decent. I mean, at least that's about where I'm ranging it. So I would be curious to know what viewers as well as other reviewers out there are annoyed by when it comes to the industry and the fragrance selection, mainly mainstream, of course. This problem doesn't happen in the niche market, not as badly at least. So comments and or video responses to this, I mean, I'd hate for this to be a bitch fest, but it kind of is. It's a rant or whatever. But until something new comes out that I like. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that new Diesel. I saw Cubby's review on it. I definitely hope that hits the States here soon because it sounds really good. I like the Fuel for Life. So that probably is the next thing that I will be most interested in, assuming we get it down here sometime soon. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully the next video will be a review.